Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy. If you're just meeting me for the very first time, this is a channel you want to subscribe to already. Turn on post notification so you don't miss all the valuable content we share on this channel, right? So without further ado, we'll be going straight into today's video. Today I'm going to be talking extensively about my master's in business administration journey, from when I got admission to how the admission process started, the whole journey entirely, and how we wrapped up and all of that, right? So if you're just meeting me for the first time, I am an MBA graduate. I just rounded up my MBA program, and I've had a lot of DMs, a lot of mails asking me how I was able to get the admission, how the program went. The one particular question I've been getting a lot in the comment section, my mail and all of that is MBA. I want to do MBA, but I am scared. Is it more of calculation? Is it more of mathematics? I'm not so strong in mathematics, and I really want to enroll for my master's in business administration. I'm scared. How, advise me. You've been through that road. How were you able to survive the mathematics in MBA? Is it more about maths and all of that? Trust me, I had that fear when I started, because trust me, I actually didn't have a very strong foundation when it comes to mathematics. So it was a bother for me when I wanted to start, but then I asked questions and all of that. They say, yes, so there's maths and all of that, but it's not the way we think that it is, and I'm going to be, discussing everything in this video, right? So yeah, backtrack to 2 years ago. I just finished NYSC and I started my fabric business while I was serving. So there was money coming from my fabric business, and then I rounded up NYSC and all of that. So I came back to Kaduna and started life, right? So I wasn't actually job hunting, right? I was comfortable with the money I was making from my fabric business, and I really wanted to invest the money into furthering my studies. I have always known that I want to further, right? I want to do my master's program, even to PhD level, by God's grace. So I started to look out for, okay, what are the master's options available, within the money, the budget I had, because basically I was going to be sponsoring myself to do this program, right? So I made questions, I asked questions, I made research, and then I found out the Nigerian Defense Academy were running, they run a master's degree program, right? So, and then that was how, I found out about their opening. They were trying to take new intakes at the time. So I went to the school, made inquiries, and then that was how I applied, for the program. So it's actually a professional master's. MBA is a professional master's, okay? So I put in the inquiries they needed. I had them, right? And then that was how I applied. So when I applied, within the period of application and waiting for admission to come out, I got talking with some people who actually wanted to apply but didn't know about the window of application until it had passed, right? So they were like, you had mind though, you went to go and apply for MBA and all of that. And why? Because of the institution that I applied for, and they were like, number one, it's cost intensive, it's expensive, unlike the regular universities. And that was the number one fear on people's mind. And secondly, they said, that institution is a very prestigious institution, and that you have to have like connect to be able to get admission. And me, I went there, I applied, I didn't have any connect, I just applied with faith, and so by the time I started to listen to these people say these things, fear, gripped me at some point. I was like, this one I don't have anybody, I don't have Godfather in NDA. So let's see what God will do. So at some point I was like, what do you mean you don't have Godfather? I don't understand. The God seated in heaven, who owns the heaven and the earth, which Godfather is more than that Godfather? At some point I just mustered, faith. My faith grew, and I said, no, fear has no place in my life. I'm going to get this admission, and I'm going to get it. And when admission came out, lo and behold, my name was in the first list, because subsequent list later came out. So, and then voila, you know, I shared the testimony with those doubting Thomases, and they were like, hey, you're very lucky that they actually even had friends who applied and they didn't get it, and they meet all the qualifications. I was like, what God cannot do does not exist. God just knows that, Omo, I really need this, and then he came through for me. So admission came. Now it was time for us to pay tuition fee. So everything we paid was almost 400,000 naira. And you know, that was where I now encountered another challenge, because I was going to sponsor myself from my fabric business. My fabric business was still tender. I just started, was barely a year. So, you know, I didn't know how I was going to, you know, bring out 400,000 naira from my fabric. It wasn't even there for me to bring out, you know. So it was so much for me to pay at a go. So it became a prayer point. I said, God, am I going to lose my admission because of funds? God help me, because there were a couple of months from admission announcement to when we were asked to pay fees and come and register and all of that. So in my head, I was going to double my hustle, you know, within that time frame, so I can raise the money. But you know, you just get to one point in your life, you just tell yourself the truth that it's not gonna work, you know. That was it. And then I was in a fix. I was scared. I was going to lose the admission, God, because of money. Now guess what? Now when the time came for us to pay and start registration, God wrought another miracle. Just be taking note of the miracles that took place in my course of getting this you know, admission, starting and everything. Now I now got updates that we can pay half of the fees and start, and then pay the remaining half before we round up. And I was like, hey, what God cannot do, you know. And then half of the fee was something I could just pay instantly. It was within my budget, so I paid. So, and then that was how, you know, the journey started. You know, it wasn't easy for me at all, because now another challenge for me was where I was living to the campus was very far. You know, now the cost of transporting myself daily, not daily, yeah, it was a weekend program. So it's a professional master's. We only come to school Fridays and Saturdays, right? So it was far, you know, means of transporting myself. It became another challenge. God just connected me to a colleague who was not living far from my house. And that was how God solved the problem of transportation for me. I didn't have to be paying money, to transport myself, both going and coming. He comes, pick me up, take me, we all go to school together, and then we come back together. God was just working out things in my favor. Like he was just coming through for me. Now that phase passed, we started, you know, we started. Now the mathematics thingy came up. Truth be told, there were courses that were purely mathematical, statistical, and all of that, you know. So I had my challenges. That's just the truth. So for those of us asking if MBA has mathematics, it does. I had my challenges. So I knew that apart from normal regular reading, I had to read extra. I had to meet people who are already knowledgeable in the area to guide me. So yeah, so that was what I did, especially the statistical part. I didn't do statistics, you know, as an undergraduate. So it was a lot. So but then it was something that I could maneuver, because I had interest. I knew that we just have to pass, right? We have to pass. So I was always going for tutorials. I was always following who know road, those who have the foundation in the mathematics, in the statistics, you know. And it's not I now discovered that it wasn't something that was beyond me. So it was just for you to get, you know, mathematics is just about getting the formula, how to solve it. And the good thing about mathematics, each step has its marks, unlike English, where you speak all the English, sometimes you don't even know if you're speaking within the scheme of work and all of that. So, you know, as time went on, we started to get the hang of this. So this is for those who are afraid of mathematics. Trust me, it's not something that is beyond your capacity. If you put your mind to it, you would definitely excel. So what you want to do is, you know, try to get past questions. Get past questions in good time. The ones that are being solved, try to solve them. Try to surround yourself with people who are knowledgeable in mathematics and statistics. Trust me, before you know it, you're already even teaching other people. Trust me. Yeah, so that was my experience for the mathematics part. First semester came out. We didn't see our results till like second semester, and I aced my papers. So it was just like God was just taking me through this journey. It was awesome, right? Now, another thing God did for me during the period, so I'm sharing my journey, and I'm sharing the testimonies that God wrought in my life within the period. I was always shuttling Minna and Kaduna, and the only thing I experienced once or twice was near accidents. I never had any accidents. God was always taking me and bringing me back safely. So in the course of our program, we actually lost a medical doctor who was traveling from Abuja to Kaduna, and then he died in that accident, and that was the only loss we had. And it just, brought me to a point of sober reflection of how God has just been sustaining us. We go out, we come back, and nothing. So God has been faithful throughout the journey. Then fast forward to project period. God gave me one of the best project supervisors. He didn't have stress, didn't stress us. We finished project, finished exams, did our after party and all of that. So, what I enjoyed in the course of the program was the network. I got to meet a lot of, valuable people, right? A lot of valuable relationships were created, and I'm very thankful for, right? So basically, overall, the experience was awesome. There were down times, there were up times, but the up times were more, trust me, So if you are there and you're thinking, oh, the financial capacity of starting the program, oh my God, trust me, you don't want to bother yourself with it. Just start. This, my MBA journey, taught me that all you need is just start. When you harbor the thought, just start, and you just begin to see how things begin to fall in line. The remaining part of my school fees, I paid it at the last lap of my academics. I paid it like it didn't shake me, you understand? So imagine that I had allowed all the fear, hey, it's too expensive, oh, you won't get admission. So imagine that I allowed all the fear, anxiety stop me, I wouldn't have had a testimony today. So if you're out there and you want to do, it's not just academics, anything in life you want to do, just start, and you just see how God will just come through for you. Just see how things will begin to fall in line for you in pleasant places. That scripture is powerful, but all the secret is in what? Starting. Just start and see God take care of the rest, right? So if you have any more questions, MBA related, anything I may not have covered in this video, please leave them in the comment section, and then I would discuss them extensively for us, right? So on this note, I'll be saying bye. See you in my next video. Please, you want to do well to subscribe, turn on post notification, share, so that you wouldn't miss my next video when I post it, right? Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section and any other questions you have related to MBA. Yes, see you in my next video. Much love.